my dazzling guest and Toastmaster, Ritu, my sparkling joke master, Rajiv, my scintillating Toastmaster, Smita. Imagine when the temperature is soaring 38, 39 throughout the day. Where do you go for vacation? You obviously go for some cool climate. But there are some people who focus on summertime madness, and that's what I have done. I have come all the way to Mahabalipuram when the temperature throughout the day or throughout the year is hot, hotter and hotter. And going to beach at 12 noon is an anathema, but that's what I am doing. So welcome all to 633rd Toastmasters Speech Weavers Club meeting, club number 1254322 of District 92, Area B1. Go ahead with the meeting. So let's have those cardinal principles. Make sure to encourage everyone by muting or unmuting your videos and clapping everyone whenever the roll is over. And as and when you move out, please mute your video. And of course, mute your audio at all times unless you are invited. And make sure you encourage everyone to speak anything, whatever they want, excepting on sex, politics, and religion, as we may offend the audience over here. To go ahead with the meeting, I have a special person who focuses on everything what is possible to make his club the most beautiful club, the most active, the most vibrant club. He's our club president. So please join me in welcoming the club president of the club, Toastmaster Joseph Benedict. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, TMOD, for the great introduction. Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters and honorable guests, I extend my warm welcome for this meeting, every one of you, and enjoy the meeting in entertainment as well as in education. I also welcome the special invitee, Toastmaster Rajiv, Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan, Toastmaster Ritu, and Toastmaster Jaya, who are taking part in our participants in this meeting. A warm welcome to you, every one of you also. Today, I just want to touch a little bit on health point of view. You know, the present condition of life, always we are in tension. We want this, we want that, we run up from one place to another place. Our desires are increasing, our budget are increasing, we have to fulfill those things. So we are struggling hard in our life. But there is no reason to do that. Because you are spoiling your health. You are getting high blood pressure. And there are other, because of the physical activities, you are not doing anything in the home or outside. At the same time, you have diabetes and other diseases also put more stress on this. So what is the solution for this? Well, we go to gym or sometimes walking. There are so many other ways. The simple thing that anyone can do at home is nothing but yoga. In yoga, we have few points where you have to take care of it so that you can avoid high blood pressure or low blood pressure and even obesity.
Joseph sir, apologies for interrupting. Joseph sir, apologies for interrupting, but there seems to be an issue with your audio. I think you'll have to log out of one of your devices. I think that might probably help. Log out of your, yes. I think there's some kind of audio. I think all of you are experiencing the same, I believe.
I'll just give me 1 minute.
Sure.
Hello, is it okay? Am I audible?
So you're audible, but I think there's disruption, and I think it's kind of annoying actually.
So what I recommend is a few yoga asanas which you can do at home without any difficulties. For example, now if you Shishu Asana, which is a child position, where it helps reduce stress and improves your blood circulation. Vajrasana, it helps control obesity and increases blood flow to the arteries and lower abdomen. Pachinotan Asana, that is forward and pose. This helps reduce fat deposits in the lower abdomen and stomach, enables weight loss, relieves stress, and helps regulate blood pressure. Shavasana, this is a corpse pose. There are high chances that you have already heard about this one. It's a popular yoga. It is the ultimate resting position and allows your body to relax. It allows your brain to process the workout so that your body can get the benefits completely. And then Sukhasana, which is the easy pose. The Sukhasana or easy pose is form that regulates breathing. The pose offers relief from high blood pressure and it helps reduce stress. Then Padakonasana, it is a butterfly pose because the movement of the legs with performing the asana, practicing the butterfly pose has a lot of benefits to offer. It helps stimulate the heart and leads to better circulation of blood in the body. So these asanas, if you have time to spend on this one, this is no tension asana, and it will, your health will be maintained no matter what is your stress, it all will be there. Now today I have one announcement to make, that is our scorecard. Toastmaster Sushma, Toastmaster Nitin, and Toastmaster Mini comes between the bracket of 300 points to 500 points. Toastmaster Bidu, Toastmaster Adarsh comes to between bracket of 500 points to 1000 points. Toastmaster Deepa, Toastmaster Joseph, and DJ Milanji comes in 1000 to 2000 points. This is because of their contest winning and trophy winning locally as well as overseas clubs. Let us applause, give a big applause to all the winners. Our treasurer, Toastmaster Mayur, will select the trophies according to the brackets given to him, and he will buy the trophies and directly distribute to the winners. Now it is time to introduce the tabletop joke master. Over to you. I think it is Raju, joke master.
Thank you so much, dear President. Good evening, one and all. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
This doesn't like fun when we are in online meeting. But imagine when this happens in an offline meeting where you are standing in front of the 1,000 people and you are asking them, am I audible and visible? That is really funny. And it is so much very knowing for me that it happened in my last area contest that I was so used to this online board and I just stand before the public and first word uttered was, am I audible and visible? And everyone was like, is he coming here without knowing that he is an offline contest? But jokes apart, let me go into the serious part which align with the theme, summer vacation. The best thing that happened in last summer was everyone was staying at home. So I thought to add on to the heat, nothing will going to happen. But we had a twist in the tail when my sister and brother-in-law came. So as lovely husband and wife, they were having heated arguments. So brother-in-law started, do you think you are good? See, husbands are always straight. I am like the eyes in the family. She had thug reply immediately. You have short sight. Without lens, you are nothing. Bling. So brother-in-law retorted, no. If you think like that, I am like the kidney, with two things, I always filter the bad things. She immediately said, I can even survive with one. I don't need. My brother-in-law thought for a while and he came up with the last thing. See, I am the head of the family. That was like a punchline. My sister thought, what to say? Then she said, catching his neck, you may be the head of the family, but I will design whether you have to move here or there. Now I understood. It's always heat between husband and wife. And I hope you might have got similar situation in the family. That's why you were not laughing. But that is the ultimate fact. Maybe you can take it as a job or you can experience it yourself. Wishing you all the best. Over to the president.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raju. That was very interesting of yours. They did moving only upon command. Very good. Now, we will move to next session, that is introducing the Toastmaster of the day. The young Toastmaster, by profession, is the director of Deep Pockets Technology Private Limited. He has a habit of reading and writing and also getting new ideas and exploring for the venture. Hobbies, football and reading and writing. Let us join hands to welcome the youngest Toastmaster of our club, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joseph. So I have picked a theme, a very interesting theme. As a matter of fact, I didn't pick it myself. I actually needed some help. I needed the help of our Toastmaster Bidu at the club to help me decide on what topic I'm supposed to take. And it actually is very relevant when you think about it. Summertime madness. Now, who in this room hates summer? Is there anyone in this room that hates summer, particularly now? I mean, let me rephrase. Who hates the summer heat? If you do, then just raise your hand, just like this. Yes, I can see Toastmaster Ritu, I can see Toastmaster Rajiv. I don't see anything from Toastmaster Suresh and Deepa. I don't know what that means. Yes, I just saw Toastmaster Priyadarshini raise a hand. So yes, all of us hate the summer heat. Now, it's pretty hot in Bangalore, isn't it? Now, I'm pretty confident that some of you that are in different cities may not be finding it as hot, but I'm pretty confident that summer there as well. And I know that it's hot there and all of you are having a hard time. So you might ask yourself, what business does a person with no interest in summer or love for summer talking about summertime madness or summer or whatever it is? Well, the answer to the question is pretty simple. Now, I didn't like summer and I still don't because of the heat that's involved. But that was until I reminisced about a moment from the past. Because think about it. Imagine that time where you actually picked up your football or your cricket bat or any musical instrument or anything that you found interesting during your summer vacations. You ran towards the playground and you stood there across your friends and you enjoyed a game of football, or you sat together and enjoyed something truly astounding, something that you remember even to this day. And when you think about such moments, you actually start loving summer again. You start thinking about what makes summer very special. Today, summer isn't as special because we are here seated in our chairs and we aren't having as much fun as we used to before. Now that I've actually got you into this mood where you think about summer and reminisce about summer and feel extremely happy about summer, I'm actually going to pick someone from the audience and I'm going to ask you one of your favorite summer memories. I'm pretty confident all of you have many of them, especially now that I've got you thinking about the past. I'm just going to go ahead and pick someone from the audience. And the person I'm going to pick right now is, I'm going to pick the grammarian Toastmaster Vidhu, because he was the one that introduced me to this topic. So why not? Toastmaster Vidhu, I would like you to describe a favorite summer memory of yours. It can be any of that. It can be any summer. It can be any memory of your past, but it has to be about summer.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. So my favorite memory of summers dates back to my childhood days, when the longest break that we had from our schooling was summer vacation, because winter vacations and puja vacations were inherently of lesser duration, but the summer vacation was almost for 1.5 to 2 months, and it just came after one of our exams. So the time that we got, especially the daytime, and the amount of time that we got to go outside and play or catch some of our favorite cartoons during the daytime was something which I cherish. And the idea of summer vacation has long gone the day I went to college or in the corporates. So I think that is a memory I hold back with a lot of fun and a lot of happiness.
Now, this is what makes summer very special, isn't it? It's what makes all of us going. I think the madness surrounding summer, I think of ours, and we are starting to think about it with such great precision and happiness. I think all of us should go ahead and think about those memories and we should relive them. And I think we're going to do that during today's meeting, because I'm going to give all of you the chance, not all of them, probably a few, the chance of talking about your favorite summer. But I'm going to quickly go ahead and introduce what Toastmasters is to all of them that are new to this club, because I saw a couple of prospects drop in and out. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you that Toastmasters is an international organization with presence in over 145 countries. There are over 15,900 clubs across the world, of which Speechweavers is one among them. So our objective here is to come together and enjoy public speaking and leadership in the most supportive environment possible. And that's what Speechweavers and Toastmasters in general is all about. So our session is divided into 3 incredible parts, of which the first part will be the Prepack speech session, where members will be able to practice speeches where they'll talk for around 5 to 7 minutes based on their respective pathway projects. And then we'll have an interesting round called the table topic session, which is open for all members and guests. You'll be tasked with talking about a random topic, a completely random topic, which our Toastmaster Ritu will be talking about or mentioning during the course of the meeting. So this is part of the meeting that's very challenging and it's open for all of you. And last but not the least, we have something called an evaluation session where all of your speeches and yes, even your table topics will be evaluated as part of today's session. On that note, I'm going to quickly go ahead and introduce you to our general evaluator for today. Our general evaluator for today is actually a very special person. He's someone that I think can do multiple things. He is looking forward to his MBA right now, and he loves playing badminton. He loves to read a lot of books, and he finds summer to be extremely hot. But I'm pretty confident that I've instilled some thoughts in his head today that will make summer more interesting to him. Regardless, he has an unplanned trip coming up, and I think he's very excited about it. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our general evaluator for today, who is Toastmaster Nitin. Toastmaster Nitin, we'd like to introduce your team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. Today, I am general evaluator. Any meeting, evaluation is a very important thing, so that they will get to know how you delivered his or her speech and try to improve it. But evaluating each and every aspect of a speech by one person is not possible. So I'm having a team, which is a tag team that consists of timer, grammarian, and the R counter. So let me quickly introduce our timer, grammarian, and R counter. So today our timer is Toastmaster Smita. Toastmaster Smita, please introduce yourself.
Toastmaster Nitin, Smita is actually not that meeting because she's experiencing a power outage. Meanwhile, we'll have Toastmaster Rajiv who will take his place. And when Deepa's speech arrives, I will take over as the panel. I would like Toastmaster Rajiv to quickly go ahead and introduce himself.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator and Toastmaster of the Day for pitching in. So I am doing the timer of the day. I'll be flashing you with a lot of cards, as you might have already seen, with green, yellow, and wonderful traffic light signals, which will indicate that you have to wind up your speech when it reaches red. So I will give you a spare time of 30 seconds. After that, I won't tell you anything, but the general evaluator will be really unhappy and I'll be including it in the report. So please make sure you stick on the time so that we can have a wonderful meeting. For prepared speeches, we have 5 to 7 minutes, and for 10 topics, we have 2 minutes, 30 seconds maximum, and evaluation 3 minutes. So with that, I would like to give the control back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for the impromptu and very sudden takeover, and it was very informative. Now, let me invite our counter, Toastmaster Jaya, to introduce herself and her host.
Thank you, Toastmaster General Evaluator. Good evening to everyone. The purpose of our counter is to note down words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. So during this meeting, I listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen to filler sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as this means, so. At the end of the meeting, I'll give my report once called upon by General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nitin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya, for such an informative counter report. Now I call upon Toastmaster to give what is a grammarian. Toastmaster Reena.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and dear Toastmasters. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers and take note of outstanding usages of the words, sentences, and phrases. I would also highlight the improvement areas in places where I feel the speaker did not use some of the best phrases. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is anathema. I repeat, anathema, which means a thing or an idea which you hate because it is opposite of what you believe. I'll give an example of the word. The idea of deadlines is an anathema to a perennial procrastinator. I repeat, the idea of deadlines is an anathema to a perennial procrastinator. I request the Toastmasters and guests to use the word wherever appropriate. And if you do, I will appreciate by showing a thumbs up and also calling out your names at the end. Special thumbs up to Milind sir for using this word at the beginning. Thank you, and I will give my report at the end of the meeting when called upon by our General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmasters Nitin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bidu. And now there is one more role, that is a listener role, who gives you questions. So let me invite Toastmaster Joseph to explain about his role. Toastmaster Joseph.
My role is to listen to what is spoken by the people, and I will ask questions to whoever I would like, or they can raise their hands. Some of the questions will I have noted down. I will ask them to refer it to who has spoken and what and when. So these are the things that I would do, because listening is very important as much as speaking. So please listen to each and every speaker and every topic speaker and whoever they speak and whatever they do. Just listen and you will be definitely winning your answer. Thank you. I will report this when our General Evaluator calls me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph, for explaining your role. That's it. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Nitin. That was quite an introduction. I think all of us are experiencing issues with our power, but it's nice to see all of us stepping up and delivering our speeches and introducing ourselves in the best way we possibly can. Now, I'm not going to wait for too long. I'm just going to go ahead and start with the next segment of today's meeting, or should I say the first segment of today's meeting. The first segment of today's meeting is the Prepack speech round, and the round will be spearheaded by two speakers, Speaker 1, Toastmaster Deepa, and Speaker 2, Toastmaster Mayur. To start things off, I would like to call upon Speaker 1's evaluator, Toastmaster Rajiv. Toastmaster Rajiv, the stage is yours. Would you mind stating the objective of Speaker 1's speech?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, and good evening, one and all. Once again, I am not back with a bang. I am here to give you the project objectives of our dear speaker, Toastmaster Deepa. Toastmaster Deepa is doing the pathway engaging humor, and the project is level 2, project 1, know your sense of humor. So the purpose statement of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes humor. So get ready to give a LOL, loud of laughter. All the best to the speaker, Deepa. And timer, please note, we will only allow the speaker to speak and entertain us for 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Rajiv. By the way, I tried renaming myself as the timer just now, and I happened to type timer question mark Toastmaster of the Day. Sorry for that. I think that's actually a good way of start the upcoming speech, which is actually based on humor. Our speaker for today is actually a very special person. She was once the president of this club. She is someone that loves cycling, gardening, and is highly passionate about Toastmasters. I think you must have seen her in many posters. She's been a keynote speaker in the past month at 4 or 5 clubs. I'm not sure exactly. I've pretty much lost count at this point. And she told me that summer has been like the winter. Seasons come, seasons go. It's been sweaty, sunny, and rainy in Bangalore, and she's embracing it. She's enjoying every bit of it. Our speaker for today is Toastmaster Deepa, and Toastmaster Deepa is going to be presenting a speech from the pathway Engaging Humor, and her speech title goes, "It lasts while it lasts." It lasts while it lasts. Toastmaster Deepa, the stage is yours.
The famous table topics question. What is the most embarrassing moment of your life? Think about your moments. I heard some of them talk about when they accidentally walked into the wrong restroom belonging to the wrong gender. Some of them telling that they texted the wrong person. Looking back at my most embarrassing moment, I'll have to take you back to my engineering days, college days. My story began during those college trips. It was a college trip to Munnar. It was sunny, bright, cool weather also. Here we were, a bunch of us, all biotech, all of the class of biotech. We had come through by the train, we'd come to Munnar by the bus. And then that day was all planned. We were supposed to go to a lake. We went to the lake. There was speed boating. Everything was looking fantastic. My friends, Rahila, Rashmi, Nivita were there. Merlin was missing. Everything seemed to be perfect. And then Rahila, she's a comedy queen of our group. She started making jokes, one after another. Even more pleasant, right? And I was laughing, I couldn't control. And then we were walking around the lake while she continued her joke after joke after joke. And the stage came when we tell that, hey, my stomach is hurting. There's even an emoji, right? Telling my stomach is hurting, stop. I crossed that stage. Now it was more like, my bladders are losing control, please stop. She didn't get it. She continued. She felt like I was complimenting her. She went on and on. And then, dear friends, I lost control of my bladders. The dams broke. Water leaked. Blood came out. I peed in my pants. I peed in my pants as an adult. What can be more embarrassing than that? That too in a college trip when I was supposed to board the bus back. That laughter face of mine transformed into a smile, into a sulk, into a dread in seconds. And then I told her what happened, and then they formed a group. Rahila got into action mode. She couldn't believe what she just did. And then Nivita, Rashmi helped me up in the bus, in a moving bus. They surrounded me and I changed back into another set of clothes. We went to the next restroom stop. Then I was back again, feeling myself when I began to smell and feel like an adult once again. Now, friends, what all do they do? Rahila and I were like pizza and cheese. We got along so wonderfully well. She and I used to gossip a lot. Well, I should say we used to share our opinions about other people's choices rather. Even after college hours, 5-6 hours of college back home, and then again a phone call, 2 hours again, we would never get tired of each other. That's how beautiful our friendship was. And we used to talk about all our classmates, our teachers. There was this meme kind of thing that she introduced long before memes became the trend. There was a guy called Jacob who had introduced the pout. He would always extend his lips like this for anything he found interesting. And that became our signal to laugh about something. There were so many such memories that we brought together. Now, Rahila, it's been 10 years since we moved away. She moved to a different city. She got married. Now she's living in Saudi Arabia. We moved up different paths and I hardly speak to her these days. Friendships last while they last. But then it's that moment that it exists that we tend to make it beautiful. We try to make each other happy and we stay in that moment, and that special moment stays on in our memories. So to all the crap we talked, the guys we stalked, the way we shopped, the looks we created, the laughter we couldn't stop, and to the gossips we spilled, to all the friendships we form in our lives, here's what I have to say to you all. Friends come in, friends go out. It's not normally what we stay with, the extended time that we share. But whatever we do when it exists, let's make it beautiful. Let's make it beautiful while it lasts, because it lasts while it lasts. Table topics, sorry, Toastmasters a day.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Deepa. Let me quickly go ahead and turn off this virtual background of mine. That's right. I think that was quite a speech, if I'm not wrong. I think you have this self-doubt about the fact that you aren't actually funny, but I think everybody in this room really enjoyed every bit of that. And I think it also created the tone for the upcoming, it also set the tone for the upcoming speech, which will be delivered by Toastmaster Mayur. But before that, I'm going to give one of you the opportunity, or you know what, I'm just going to quickly go ahead and introduce the next speaker, and then we'll have some fun. The next speaker for today, well, his evaluator for today is Toastmaster Suresh. Toastmaster Suresh, would you mind stating the objectives of Toastmaster Mayur's speech?
Speaker 2 today is attempting his level 1, part 1 speech. And the purpose of this project is for the speaker to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. And the other part of this project is for the speaker to present a speech and receive feedback from an evaluator and apply it to his next speech. Timer, please note the time runs for 5 to 7 minutes. Good luck to the speaker. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that, Toastmaster Suresh. Our next speaker is actually the immediate past president of the Speechweavers Toastmasters Club. He's currently the treasurer of the club. He has played the role of a vice president education, vice president membership, you name it, he has done it at our club. He loves cycling, he's a fitness enthusiast, he loves swimming, he loves reading books. I think his resume is just so long for me to even talk about. He works as a business manager at an IT company, at an IT and teleservice company, and he's someone that's actually enjoying summer quite a lot. And he's also eating a lot of mangoes. Our speaker for today is Toastmaster Mayur. He's presenting a speech from the Pathway Perseverance of Influence. I would like to introduce Toastmaster Mayur, speech titled Procrastination. Procrastination, Toastmaster Mayur. The stage is yours.
I would like to share my screen as well. Just a second. Okay, hope you guys are able to see, right? Okay, thank you, Adarsh. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Okay, just leave it. I'll do it later. Is that okay, Adarsh?
All right, then. Yeah.
Okay. So how many of you think in the similar way whenever you have a certain things to do and you don't want to do right now and you want to do it later on, right? All of us are things in the same manner, or we are most of the time guilty of it, right? Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guest. Welcome to Speechweavers. So what is procrastination? Procrastination is an act of delaying things or tasks you have to do for today, tomorrow, or you have any goal to achieve and you put it to the deadline or until the last minute, right? So how many of you have seen this Nike tagline, just do it, but what we do, just do it later, right? Okay, so I will tell you a few certain things. So how many of you think that this is feels similar to you? Certain time I have imagined that I have certain important things to do, like I have to write a tricky mail to client, I have a freeze to clean, and I have to edit a chapter of book and certain other things we have to do, right? And meanwhile, I'll do certain argument on the Twitter with certain people which are not necessary, right? And all of a sudden, so this task which you have to do, you didn't do it, right? So these are the things we do. Yes, I am the procrastinator, and everyone will think like that we will do it tomorrow. But so let us understand what is the procrastination cycle is. So when you start procrastinating, suppose you are doing certain thing and you are avoiding it for certain time, and then you feel guilty about it, and you feel after, suppose for example, I have to do one task right now in an hour, but I am not writing or working on it, and then I will feel panic about it, and then I will make excuse to my bosses or whoever it is, right? So I will tell them that I'll do it tomorrow, and this cycle goes on. So what we can do to get rid of this procrastination thing? Try time traveling and identify what are the reason you are doing these things. So understand the reason behind those delaying the process. Write down what are the reason of delaying your process, and when you find out those reasons, you might be able to gather those thought, and you might plan your schedule well, and if you want to do it really badly, then you can do this task in your particular time, or if you want to achieve certain goal. So if I have to ask you one thing, how many of you can eat the elephant? Yes, can you eat the elephant? Yes, right. So correct. So what we have to chop it off in small parts, then we can eat it, right? So set micro goals of yourself, then you have to eat one by one at one time, then you have to eat other day. Like, so what I'm trying to say is, divide your goals. Like, suppose you have a goal of for next year. So what you can do is you have to break it down into half yearly, quarterly, monthly, and weekly basis, and then track your progress. After that, you will be able to finish your task, right? And you have to start planning before starting your goal if you want to work on it, right? many of you have seen this, that your manager will ask what are your plans. So you have to plan that thing as well, right? So, and in our mind, the process goes like this. Okay, procrastination is like kind of, as you can see, this is the action as well we are taking, but it's not. You are just delaying your process, which you have to do. So take the pressure on yourself, get accountability. If you are still not able to do those things, then take help of other, your superior, your friends, family member. Set rule for yourself that, okay, in this time manner, I have to do this thing. And even if you are not able to do the particular task or certain thing, forgive yourself. And certain time, what you have to do is change your environment, change your surrounding around yourself if you want to do. So that way you can avoid the procrastination. And even if you are not able to do it, just don't do it and leave it, try out other things. That is also possible. So I would like to tell you that if you want to avoid procrastination and don't want to get ahead in that cycle, so you have to plan your things and do your task properly and plan your things very well. So I would like to end with one quote by Benjamin Franklin: "You may delay, but time won't." Right. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mayur. I'd like all of you to give a round of applause for both our speakers, Toastmaster Mayur and Toastmaster Prepack, for having delivered such exquisite speeches. I think those were two different kinds of speeches, if I'm not wrong. One was about humor and the other was so informative and fun all at the same time. Now I'm going to quickly go ahead and go back to our theme for today, which is summertime madness. I'll be brutally honest, the only season that all of us have hated in this room so far is rain and not summer, or should I say monsoon, in other words. Because it's not summer that has bothered us, it is rain that has bothered us all day, because that's the reason why it's keeping all of us at bay. But anyway, let's go back to thinking about summer again. So I'd like to call Toastmaster, or I'm not sure if he's a Toastmaster, but I want to call upon our guest. Let me call a guest in the room. I think that is Shrikant. Shrikant? Yes, today's theme is summertime madness. So I'd like you to describe a favorite summer memory of yours.
Yeah.
A favorite memory of yours about summer. What is it about summer that you love the most?
Yeah, summer to me is going back to my native place, Kerala. This happened before the pandemic during the year 2018. I come from the Malabar district of Kerala, which is on the northern side. And you would remember that Malabar is also known for its toddy tapping. Toddy. So we have a couple of shops, a makeshift shop where toddy is served. So I happened to go there and tried those fresh toddy. And it was really amazing. It is not the toddy which gives you a kick and you go on your four legs after having that. No, this is something which is really a kind of a, what can you say? It is a drink which is very nutritious if you have it before it is fermented. So for me, summer is something that I look forward when I go to my native place and go to the toddy shop and have that. And believe me, they also fry small fish, which is caught in the river that is just flowing by the side of it, just by the side of, in front of my eyes, you can see it being caught and fried. And it is something that I really believe that each and every one of you get a chance, you must go and experience it. It is an amazing feeling, the serenity, the surrounding. It's something like you're being in a different planet. God has just come down and placed everything in its place. And it is so amazing and beautiful, untouched by civilization's modernization. So it is still the way it is. I really look forward. I'm going this 21st of this month again and to have a toddy once more. This is my little spiel on
that sounds brilliant. I think all of us are going back to our childhood. We're taking a trip down the memory lane and discovering our roots and finding out what summer what makes summer actually special. I think most of us have grown to hate summer, so it's good to see that there is someone out there that enjoys summer. And I think all of us are going to start to feel the same way by the time the session ends. Now comes the most interesting session of the meeting, which is the table topics round. Our table topics master is an image consultant, grooming and ethical coach, an active member of a club called the Gabbies, and she's a passionate yoga teacher. She believes in the power of positive thinking and is acquiring new skills to make the journey of life more enjoyable. She says that friends, sun, sand, sea, that sounds like summer to me. I think it resonated in my ear the moment I read that. On that note, I'd like you to welcome our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Ritu. Toastmaster Ritu, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Adarsh. It is my pleasure to be serving as the table topic master today. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. The ability to think and speak spontaneously is an important and a valuable skill, both in our personal and professional space. Won't you all agree? Table Topics provides you that opportunity to practice impromptu speaking and thinking. In the reverse order, you think and then speak. Impromptu speeches are also a great way to inculcate quick thinking, honing critical thinking skills, develop confidence in public speaking, and also refine your communication skills. Well, 3 precursor points to ponder for all attempting the table topics. Each speaker, after receiving the topic, will get 10 seconds to think before they start speaking. So make good use of the 10 seconds to organize your thoughts. The timer will only begin after your first word. You must speak for a minimum of 1 minute to qualify, but you can go up to a maximum of 2 minutes, almost 40 seconds. And the timer screen will be providing you the relevant cues. And try to use the word of the day, if applicable, during your speech. Is my voice echoing? Okay. Slight echo, I felt. Okay. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put on those thinking caps and put those minds to work and begin with this entertaining round of table topics. So with the intention to bring in a little element of madness today, what I've done is I brought a slight twist in the session. So, a veteran speaker may be my first volunteer to show the guests how it's done. What I'm going to do is I will share a question with you. And while you're speaking, during your speech, I'm going to type words in the chat box. So keep one eye on the chat box. What you need to do is you need to get that word, weave it into your speech, weave in speech, speech weaver, okay? So do that and let's see how it goes from there. You can talk about anything. Just let's have some fun. Can I invite my first volunteer? Do I see a hand? It's fun, okay. Even if you don't want to weave it into your story, just tell us your story. It doesn't matter. Be brave.
Yeah. Hey,
yes.
Toastmaster, I would like to go up.
Yes, Siddharth. So your question is, well, do you like to party?
So do I need to keep my eye on the chat window?
I beg your pardon?
So do I need to keep my eye on the chat window to look out for the words?
No, I'm going to give you a question and then I'm going to, during your speech, while you start speaking, I'm going to type some words in the chat box, which you need to then bring it in your speech. You have to use those words to make a story, just whatever comes to your mind. Don't worry too much.
Sure.
It doesn't have to make a lot of sense too. So just saying. So anyway, I was asking you, do you like to party? Because even if you don't, I'm going to give you an assignment. You have to plan a party. It's summertime. You have to plan a party. So from choosing a theme and to the works, please tell us how would you go ahead with that? You have 10
A very
seconds.
warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Summertime. Aren't we into those age where we just forget ourselves and we just work on and on? Don't you want to go to that party where all decked up with a glass full of Sprite and full of Fanta and just drink on and with your mom scolding you, running after you with a badminton just to kill yourself all the Fanta out of you? Well, I remember when I used to get beaten by those badmintons, I used to put on a jacket just to avoid those harsh beatings on myself. Trust me, it's very painful. Well, the best next thing I can do for a party is to play cricket on and on from 4 o'clock in the evening to 6 o'clock and then enjoy the roller coaster fun and madness of the fights that used to happen with me and my friends over the cricket bat. Trust me, don't you want to go to a party where you still fight over a bat and not without the split-wise share of money? My fellow Toastmasters and guests, I do remember a point when people used to trip on wires and make fun of themselves. Yes, that's a party. Dear Toastmasters guests, I do remember a point in life when we used to make fun of ourselves by putting ice cream. Dear Toastmasters guests, I used to remember that one game in the mobile phones, the snake and the food, which we used to play on and on. But at the end of the day, that damn snake used to eat yourself up. I don't know how. I still remember that day when rains were not about to get caught some fever, but that was all about the fun in the puddles. Yes, I welcome to that party in the life where you come back to those memories, just not only to party, but to make friends, have lots of adventures, go back to those memories. And yes, if you're still not convinced, I'm waiting for more words from Toastmaster Ritu to come over me and make you more excited about those parts. Well, to conclude, life is on. Life is not short. You would have seen those ads speaking about life is long, life is short. But I would say life is about one day. Go ahead, enjoy the day. That's all about the party can be. Back to your table topics master, Toastmaster.
Applauso. You took it up so well. Thank you, Toastmaster Siddharth. Fabulous, fantastic. And you played along so well. Thank you for that. I'm going to invite my next volunteer. Now you have a little whiff of what happens. So it's not too difficult. You just have to keep an eye on the chat box. That's pretty much it. Who is my next muse? Or would I have to do the honors? Okay. Let's call upon the R counter. Toastmaster Jaya, are you up for the challenge?
Sure.
Okay. So your question is, schools are closed for almost 6 weeks, right? During summertime. How about it was mandatory. Imagine if it became mandatory for corporates to close for 6 weeks during summertime. What do you think about that?
I think that's a misconception that it has been closed for 6 weeks, because I myself, being an educator, though it's called as summer holidays, I have not even received, to be honest, at least minimum of 10 days I have not even received, because we have been on and off working. Gone are the days when things were offline. We used to enjoy our 60 days of holidays. Now that it's like work from home culture. So now we are going to ask the question, is a work from school culture? So that we can get 60 days of off. It's not going to happen. So the big picture is, how are you going to picturize the holidays? How are you going to relook into how the holiday looks like for all of us? If I have to put my thinking cap on, it's like revisiting my own skills, and maybe through whether it is work from home or work from school, revisiting all those skills and reading so many articles which are useful for me to maybe gather information. And of course, Wi-Fi. Who says Wi-Fi is very, very important, isn't it? Even if you are work from school, sometimes Wi-Fi doesn't work. Yeah, that's it, table topic master.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. That was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. It's not easy. I can understand, but it's fun. It keeps your creative juices flowing, isn't it? I hope you're enjoying this because I have a couple of more questions still before I sign out. So please make use of it. How about Toastmaster Suresh? You've been extremely quiet today. Would you like to take up this challenge?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll give it a go.
That's great. Thank you for being such a sport. Your question. Summertime. It's that time of the year when some people will say, it's too hot to have coffee. What do you have to say to those people?
Yeah, by an amazing coincidence, you've started me very rightly because I'm one who hates coffee in summer. I'd rather prefer a beer or something which is really chill so that I can, stay grounded. In this heat, I also prefer wearing sandals. I'm not a suit boot sort of a guy. I prefer denims and preferably sandals. So that gets me places. I'm not too bothered about how I look, as you can see. And what frightens me when I go out in sandals is thunderstorms. One of the things which I dread is water getting into my shoes, or in this case, sandals. And that makes a real mess, and it makes me very comfortable. And I also like wearing caps, but inevitably, whenever I go out in the rain, I don't carry an umbrella nor a cap. And 8 times out of 10, I end up getting wet, and that is really a pain. Fortunately, I've got a nice crop of hair, which I wear long, and so I'm not as bald as an eagle, and which perhaps in a way kind of keeps the water off. I don't get soaked in the skull as quickly as people who are not blessed with such abundance of hair would. So, and then what I do is when this kind of snafus happened, what I do is I look for some way to get home. And Bangalore being Bangalore, buses are all over the places, and I just get into the first one, irrespective of the fact whether it's going homewards or taking me to the Banduks. So that is it. And I always carry a phone with me. I take pictures. And what is a Facebook account if you don't post pictures of yourself getting wet, so that people really appreciate your sense of adventure? So I never miss an opportunity to take photos and upload it on Facebook or Insta or wherever I can get some mileage or some traction, so that I can keep my image up, And I find that very interesting. Back to you.
Bravo, bravo. I thought that was fantastic, and you really played it to the T. Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh. I think somebody volunteered in the chat box. Srikanth, did you volunteer?
Yes, I did. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you too. Are you ready for your question? I know what your favorite drink is in summer, so you don't have to tell us that. But I want to know, what's your favorite fruit now that you're getting a chance to speak. So today you can let us know what is your favorite fruit and how would you upsell it to us and convince us that it should become our favorite fruit as well.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Well, I'm sure most of you would agree with me. The king of fruit is also the favorite fruit for all of us during the summer. And most of you from Bangalore would be aware that mango, which comes from your state, is something that we in Chennai wait for months together to have a bite of that. It's amazing. See, you know what I really like about the mango is the ripe mango, which when cut and kept in the refrigerator just for a few minutes, and you take that out, and when you put that into your mouth, it simply melts and glides through your throat and goes inside. Amazing feeling. The taste of a ripe mango is something that all of us would love to relish. And especially in summer, when you have Netflix or any other platform where you can watch a movie, a bowl filled with mangoes is also very good combination. So mango, my favorite variety of the mango is something called as the Banganampalli, which is available in Chennai, and the markets are flooded with that variety. So it is amazing. I mean, I just go bananas. And also I had a trouble with having these mangoes a couple of years back. When I started having mangoes for my breakfast, after my morning breakfast, I had few pieces of mango. For lunch and dinner, it so happened I was consuming the artificially ripened mango, and my entire family went into a severe food poisoning. And believe me, my wife, and 2 sons, we were lying in the emergency room of Sundaram Medical Foundation in one straight row. That was a very bad experience. So we need to be very cautious to find out if the mangoes are being artificially ripened or it is a naturally ripened one. So once you get these naturally ripened ones, there is no holds bar in having the mangoes that you get into. Only a couple of months or maybe a few weeks you would have that. Enjoy the king. It's amazing. And those of you who would like to have it little more, you can dehydrate that and store it in your refrigerator and make something very interesting when the mangoes are not available. Thank you very much, and back to you, Table Topic Master.
Fantastic, fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. I'm convinced, I'm sold, I'm having mangoes. That's it. Moving on. Do I have time for one more question? Because I'm already on my 15-minute mark.
Toastmaster, I'm afraid we don't have enough time to go ahead, but
okay. Well, thank you. You've been wonderful. Everybody's really been very supportive. Thank you for that. I had a wonderful session, great insights there from everyone. You took up the challenge. That was the most important thing today. And thank you for having me. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Adarsh.
Thank you very much. Table Topics Master, Toastmaster, that was quite unique table topic session. I think all of us were very vigilant during the course of the meeting. I think we were looking at the chat the entire time and finding out what is it that we're supposed to talk about. Thank you very much for joining us. And I think that was a lot of madness for one summer, if I'm not wrong. The next segment and the final segment of today's meeting is the evaluation round. And the evaluation round will be spearheaded by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Nitin. Toastmaster Nitin, I would like you to go ahead with your evaluation report. And also, please make sure to invite the evaluators to deliver their reports on the respective speakers. Over to you. Nitin, I'm afraid you're not audible. I think you might have to, yeah. You're still not audible, actually. I think you might probably have to, yes. I think you'll have to log out and log back in. I think that might probably help. Yes, you're audible. Yes, you're audible. But I think the voice is echoing a bit.
I joined another device. So yeah, fine. Before me calling out the evaluators for today, I'm also the table topic evaluator today. So let me complete my table topic evaluator. The first one, it is the Siddharth, Toastmaster Siddharth. You did a fabulous job. You used all the words that our Toastmaster Ritu gave. And that was a fabulous and a very entertaining Toastmaster table topic session. And you also used your time to it. It is 2 minutes and above. Coming to the second table topic speaker, Toastmaster J. You missed a few words. And I think it will be very much good to use the 2 minutes or more than 1.5 minutes so that you will get qualified and more order. The third table topic speaker is Toastmaster Suresh Madhavan. Yeah, he was also a very fabulous speaker today. Yeah, he used 2 minutes and even about 2 minutes. But the only thing was he just got a little diverted towards the end of the speech. You used all the words, but a little diverted towards the end of the speech. And the final thing, Srikanth. He tried to use all the words and he tried to stay into the topic. Yeah, obviously he stayed in the topic, and the topic that he took was very nice. But in the first starting part, he used all the words, but towards the end, he did not use because he was very much involved. So this is my table topic evaluation. So let me now call upon our evaluator one, Toastmaster Rajiv, to evaluate our speaker one, Toastmaster Deepa. So Toastmaster Rajiv.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for being so generous. Am I being anathema, coming again and again and speaking a lot? But let me tell you, this time I am here with a glad and cherished moment that I'm going to share my views on Toastmaster Deepa's wonderful speech on curiosity. Things I loved in the speech is to tell about the embarrassing situation. People tend to avoid speaking about those things that happened even in the past, but yeah, we will say on the soft corners, but you had the courage to bring it onto the stage and talk. That was the best thing I loved. Moving on, usually starting and making sure audience engagement is made and audience are captivity is made through the questions. And you started with the favorite way of the favorite table topic question. What is it? And you also paused there so that, yeah, people could think, okay, what was my embarrassing moment? And then you connected with the story. That was a real great take to start any session on that. And the wonderful thing in your humorous speech I loved was not choosing one-liners. Most people tend to make sure like, yeah, we have one or two one-liners and so that people can laugh. But rather than that, you just tried innovative, taking us through the down the memory lane, taking us through the college days, giving us also the thought and the nostalgic phases and giving the incidents to make us laugh and make us relish many things. And you also had a wonderful construct of a message in the speech, which was so heart-taking, that was connecting again with the speech type. So very brilliant craft in the speech. And you had not just wordly humor, you also had verbal humor as well. For examples, you had things like pizza and cheese, and you was like, it was not gossip session, it was discussion. So those were wonderful, savvy humors that I loved in your speech with those wonderful anecdotes that you had. And you gave wonderful characters, which were your true friends, and gave us those wonderful memories. And is there something I could give you to add on to the speech to the next level? First thing I would suggest is the pace. So essential thing in humor is we need to have the right pace. If you are just speeding it up, people won't catch the humor. So I felt at some moments you were going in a great pace, woo, that people were thinking, oh no, please, let me laugh. That was first thing. Second thing is facial expression and vocal varieties. You could have included more facial expressions. Like, yeah, you were telling an embarrassing moment. So you could have just shame, the act of shame and feeling like, oh yeah, that would have added more variety than like you were feeling like, oh my God, that was happened. So that will make sure people will laugh rather than people will be sore. So that is just thing. And narrating the incident, you shared like you had lot of jokes, you heard the jokes, but you never shared one. So I feel envy on that. So you could have shared one or two jokes on that part so that we also could travel along with it. That being said, I loved the way you took the courage to share with us the embarrassing moment and taking us down through the memory lane. So please keep importance on the pace, the facial expression, vocal varieties, and the narrating the incidents with just one or two. That would more than enough because you are already a challenge speaker. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And that is very much a good evaluation. But the only thing I want to tell about the Toastmaster Deepa was fabulous, obviously, but she should have used complete time. The time is only 5 minutes, 36 seconds. But when there is a 7-minute time gap, you should have included some more points as Toastmaster Rajiv said. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. And now I will call upon Toastmaster Suresh, our evaluator to Toastmaster Suresh.
The objectives of Manoj Suryawanshi's project today was to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback from the speech evaluator, and then apply it to his next speech. So let's get into the evaluation straight off and have a quick look at what went well for Manoj today. Manoj Suryavanshi, what I liked most in your speech was the clarity with which you spoke. You came through very loud and clear, and all your enunciations, everything came across very nicely. I also liked the comfort level which you displayed. You were very calm, very poised, and you went through it like a boss. You were very enthusiastic, and that was very infectious. I also noticed that you have a very good speaking persona, and you spoke, or you leveraged it very nicely to your advantage. Now, very quickly, a couple of points, or maybe 3 points for you to do things a little differently. And the first thing I noticed, Manoj, was that I got a feeling that you were kind of underprepared for this project. You started off without throwing a hook. You switch on your camera and said stuff like, I'm starting the screen share, and then look around for the screen to share, and then you perhaps lost an opportunity to engage the audience with a very powerful opening, a very powerful hook. The other thing which I am about to say is that the problems which come from not being prepared are very interrelated. I noticed that you were not able to have a very clear opening, a middle, and a conclusion. There wasn't a call to action. And I got a feeling that you were reading from the manual all the time. You lost eye contact. I'm looking at the camera now. And in this format, the only way you can engage with your audience is by looking directly at the camera and not looking at the laptop like I'm doing now. So be mindful of that. One of the anathemas, notwithstanding, for me is use of slides. I got a feeling that you were using the slides as a crutch. And when you used the slide, you forgot to turn them off. And as a result, you were relegated to a corner of the screen. We couldn't see you because, like I said, you have a very good person. You have a very good speaking persona, and you lost an opportunity to show us how you enunciate these words, your gestures, your eye contact. Everything was lost because you were in a very obscure corner of the screen. So be mindful of that. I'd like to wrap up my evaluation by saying that I really liked your vitality, your vigor, and your strength. Let your future preparations be more focused. Read your project manual completely from end to end. Work closely with your mentor. Your presentation today was moderately well written, moderately well presented. And if you're willing to invest in yourself, you'll be well on your way to become a speaker to be reckoned with. I wish you all the best. Toastmaster, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh Madhav. That was very impressive evaluation. But the only thing that I want to tell is it's not Toastmaster Manoj Suryavanshi, it's Mayur Suryavanshi. So this is what the correction I wanted to make. Thank you. And now let me call upon my tag team to present their report. First, the timer, Toastmaster Rajiv, Toastmaster Rajiv. Can you present your timer report?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today I would say that I have got a mixed time report where my partner in crime, Toastmaster Adarsh, was also helping me with some of the timing. So I have been posting the timings of speakers and each evaluators when they were speaking. So I will also post the rest of the time from Toastmasters Adarsh. So I hope that is written. Sorry, I missed one time. Evaluator Suresh, the time is 3 minutes 16 seconds. I was buffered with the typing. So that is the overall timing. We are good in time right now, even though we started a bit late. So if we head up more, we would be ending up with the right time. Thank you and over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajiv. Now I call upon our accountant, Toastmaster Jaya, to present her report. Toastmaster Jaya.
Thank you, Toastmaster General Evaluator. Our counter or CRPF counter, I must say there are only 12 times I could note down. Considering, it is 663rd meeting, I can see there is not much to be noted as from CRPF counter. Can I share the screen? Is that okay?
Sure.
Host has disabled participant screen share.
Yeah, I can go ahead.
Yeah, the co-host. Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. So the prepared speeches didn't have any of the counter except for 1 or 2 places. But for impromptu speech, considering it is impromptu speech, there are a few counters. And this is the graphical representation of the counter report. Yeah, that's all from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jaya, for such an impressive presentation of our counter report. Now, let me call upon Toastmaster Bidu, the grammarian, to give his report. Toastmaster Bidu.
Yes, so just give me 1 second. I'm just adjusting my Zoom.
Sure.
All right. So I'll straight away jump to the good usages of the words. I'll start with speaker 1, Toastmasters Deepa. She used the word comedy queen to describe her friend. She used phrases like stomach is hurting, bladder losing control to indicate how she was getting affected by jokes. I also enjoy how Toastmasters Deepa does picturesque comedy. Here too, she used phrases like dams broke, flood came out to allude to certain facts. We all know what facts she was referring to. And lastly, she used a combination of words, laughter, smile, sulk, dread to indicate the change of emotions that she was having during that moment. Moving on to speaker 2, Toastmasters Mayur, he used the word procrastination, which by itself is a great word, but often difficult to pronounce. He also used the phrase getting ahead of tasks. Our Toastmasters of the day, Toastmasters Adarsh, used phrases like setting tone for the next speech and great word exquisite, which he used somewhere in between. And also the phrase discovering our roots. Evaluator 1, Toastmasters Rajiv, used a phrase taking us down the memory lane. And he also used the word nostalgia, which is, I think, is a great word to take us back to good times. Evaluator 2, Toastmasters Suresh, used the word allude. And our table topic master, Toastmasters Ritu, used words like inculcate, precursor, weaving. She used weaving words along with speech weavers. It was a really nice wordplay. Coming to the table topics, words like thinking cap, going bananas was something which I liked them. And the word of the day, anathema, was used by Toastmasters Milind and or evaluated 2, Toastmasters Suresh. If I'm missing someone, they just can chat. I mean, put their names in the chat box that they also used it, but I don't think anyone else used it. So I could have been a little bit more happier if some more people used it. But it is also balanced by the fact that I don't have any feedback on improper usage, because all of you delivered the right words, the phrases were appropriate. So a big round of applause to all the speakers, role takers, evaluator, and especially table topic speaker for using all the right words and phrases. With this, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bidu, for such an impressive report. And kudos to all the ones who used the word of the day. And now, let's know how much you are involved in the meeting. So for that, let me call upon our listener for the day, Toastmaster Joseph.
My first question will be, what is the qualification of Toastmaster Deepa?
Engineer.
Pardon? Say that again.
Engineer by profession, Deepa, right?
Yes.
BCom.
I think she's an engineer, right? Deepa, you can answer that.
She's
She's
an
an engineer.
Past president.
What is the title described by Mayur for procrastination?
Joseph, sir, I don't think you're audible enough because there is some kind of buffering.
The cycle described by Mayur for procrastination. We put a cycle for procrastination. There are 3 words out. Take excuses, feel guilty, panic. What is the first word given to Siddharth Das in the tabletop session? The very first word.
Party. No, glass.
Glass, correct. What is the first word for Suresh?
Sandals.
Sandals, very correct. Does Shivakuti use all words given to him?
Yes.
No. He did not use all the words. He skipped 2 words. What is Rajiv doing with his 2 hands every time when he was evaluated? Anybody observe? He was always adjusting his speaker every time. Every few seconds he is adjusting his earphone. Okay, that's all from me today. And we already see the red signal by Adarsh. Over to you, Toastmaster Adarsh. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph. So now let me present my general evaluator report. Coming from the start, there were a little disturbances in the start to start our meeting. I think it was a 2-minute gap that we started our meeting late. But it was an energetic start from our SAA, to distinguished by our distinguished Toastmaster, Melin sir. And coming on to the presiding officer, there was a very interesting topic that he took, but I think you should have adjusted your mic a little because there were 2 voices at once and many could not understand what you were saying. So next time, please check out the connections of your microphone and the speakers. And coming to the joke master, Toastmaster Rajiv, he did a very good job in presenting his joke. I think he delivered his joke in a very good way and everyone got themselves burst out into laughing. And coming to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Adarsh, he did a fabulous job today. And the theme of the day, I think everyone can feel it. Everyone can connect to the theme of the day because it being summer, everyone are feeling the same way. Adarsh, even me. I did not raise the hand previously, but now I am raising the hand. I also feel the same way about summer, and he even asked questions in between so that he engaged all the participants in an active way. That was a very good thing, Adarsh. And now coming to the tag team, Toastmaster, the timer Toastmaster Rajiv, thank you for very thank you for taking the last minute job, and thank you Toastmaster Adarsh for helping Toastmaster Rajiv in getting all the timer reports. And our Toastmaster Jaya, the accountant. Yeah, she presented she presented it in her script, but the only thing I wanted to tell is it could have been more accurate if you would have told how many asks or the crutch words that all the table topic speakers or the speakers used. You showed the statistics, but you did not explain the statistics. So I felt you should have explained it in more detail. Now, coming to the grammarian Toastmaster Bidu, as obvious, he did a very good job. And I should also thank him, Toastmaster Bidu, for taking in and coming up in the last minute. And both now, the main table topic speeches, Toastmaster Ritu did a very great job today. Yeah, it was very obviously fabulous job she did. And the table topics, we can relate to the theme of the day. So that was very good in the meeting. But the only thing is the words you gave for the first and last one were very much including the speech because they did not get diverted into the other topics. But the second and third, the words you gave, they got diverted into another topics because of the words that you gave. I felt it that way, but I don't know. But overall, the table topics was a very wonderful thing today. So this is my general evaluator report. And thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nitin. I think that was Toastmasters Nitin's first time playing the role of a general evaluator at club. And I think he truly aced it. Thank you very much for that. I'd like to provide you with a round of applause, and I'm sure all of us feel the same way in this room. We started this meeting with anathema for summer, and we're ending the meeting with love for it, because we have rediscovered our roots successfully. We have gone back to our past, and we have sensed all those times where we actually enjoyed summer, and we have managed to put them all together in this meeting of ours at Speech Weavers. I'd like each and every one of you to give yourself a pat on the back, because you were truly brilliant. And I think we're going to continue this madness for summer during the course of this season. We have to enjoy every season for what it is. I think, as Deepa says, she enjoys every season the way it is supposed to be enjoyed. I would suggest all of you to do the same exact thing by thinking about all those great moments. I'm sure all of us enjoyed every season at one point in our life. We just have to find out why we enjoyed them, and we have to bring them over to the present and enjoy it equally as much. On that note, I'd like to hand it back to our presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Joseph. And the voting link to vote for your best table topic speakers and speakers in general will be put up in the chat right now, and you can go ahead and vote for your favorite speakers. And on that note, I'm going to hand it back to our president, Toastmaster Joseph.
Can you take the photograph, please?
Oh, yes, the photo. Yes, Toastmaster Bidu, would you like to take a photo of all of us? I'd like all of you to turn on your videos real quick.
So I'll give 5 more seconds for everyone to turn on their videos, because in this day and age, a photo is important to tell that the event has happened. All right, so put up your smiling faces or any symbols that you want to show, and I'm going to click in 3, 2, 1, smile. Thank you so much. It's done.
Thank you, Bidu, for that session. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible. I think Toastmaster Joseph has an issue with his power, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and thank each and every one of you for having attended today's meeting. It was truly exceptional. I've not put up the link for the best speakers and table topics speakers yet, I believe. So I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do that. I'd like all of you to cast your votes as quickly as possible. You don't have a lot of time, so you're facing a race against time. The link is in the chat. So I think we have Siddharth in the room. I think Siddharth, you've been at our meeting quite a few times so far. So I'd like you to, Siddharth, are you there?
Yeah,
right,
I'm there. I was having my evening brunch. I could not say it's brunch, but yes.
All right,
yeah,
Siddharth, Siddharth, would you like to share your experience of today's meeting?
Yeah, definitely. So it's been my 3rd time, I guess, with your club's meeting, and it's really good. Usually we at corporate clubs, we do not find enough of time, but we wake up when the US wakes up. So 6 o'clock is the ideal time when I can attend these meetings, and such amazing speakers you have. It's great to learn. It's been a 7 months journey till now with Toastmasters, but Deepa and we had our second speaker, Mayur. You were such amazing guys, because even I am going to take up my second pathway, that is engaging humor. Learning from you guys would be my privilege. And yeah, amazing meetings altogether. This TTM, I'm gonna definitely take this up into my club as well. It's interesting and fun. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that, Siddharth. I would like to go ahead and call upon our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Ritu. Toastmaster Ritu, I'd like you to share your experience of today's meeting. You were truly brilliant, by the way. All of us truly enjoyed it. I think the chat is a testament to how good you were today.
Thank you for having me. It's I've been getting these mails from Speech Weavers regularly. I think I attended one meeting a while ago, and it comes as a reminder. But thank you to Toastmaster Adarsh for reaching out to me. I just sometimes need a little nudge, and that's what you did. And I said, why not? So.
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Ritu. By the way, we only have 5 responses. I think we have around 9 people in the room aside from me. So please quickly go ahead and cast your votes as quickly as possible.
I don't. Are you talking to me or you're just saying something? Because I
No,
can't.
I'm actually talking to everybody in the room. Please quickly go ahead and cast your votes. We only have 5 responses. I need more. Come on. I think we have Shrikant here. Shrikant, we had to share your experience of today's meeting. I think you were at our meeting a while back.
Adarsh, I can't vote. It's already saying responded.
Oh, really? Maybe you probably responded already. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what.
I have received a number of responses actually. It's going up.
Yeah. Just a quick question. Sorry to interrupt. Adarsh, could you also add me into the distribution list, because I would love to take up the next week if there's any role like table topics master or something.
Sure, I think that sounds good. I'll be in touch with you regarding that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Just one quick word before you wrap up, Adarsh. First, I want to thank the entire XCOM for letting me in such a wonderful meeting. Today's meeting was a mix of talent and experience. The youngsters who have taken up roles, I'm sure all of us are young at heart, but it was truly amazing. The commitment and the dedication you had was well known and seen during the entire meeting. And also the experience from senior Toastmasters like Toastmaster Joseph and Suresh was amazing. So it was a mix and match for me. I truly appreciate, and I really thank whoever has given me this opportunity. Being today's meeting was wonderful. Before I could leave you, I would like to remind you about the core values of Toastmasters, which is RISE: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. I'm sure respect, integrity, and excellence is something that all of us are doing for ourselves. But there is one core value that Toastmaster really stands out, is service. We should keep asking ourselves, what are we doing to serve our society? What are we doing to serve our countrymen? What are we doing to serve our nation? When this is also included, I'm sure the founder of Toastmaster would be really happy, and also we would be committing to the values that we have taken up when we signed into Toastmaster journey. We have to give back what we have taken from our society. Please go ahead and serve. So once you serve, you become a person that you were brought into this world, and you will find fulfillment in your life. Thank you very much, and a beautiful and a happy weekend for all of you. God bless you.
Thank you for that.
Am I audible, please? Adarsh, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're very much audible. I'm going to go ahead and announce the results, and then you can have your closing address as part of the meeting.
Okay.
Yes, I have around 8 responses. I've already stopped the responses, by the way. So the best supporting role taker for today's meeting is, wait a minute, I think it's very confusing actually. Yeah, the best supporting role taker for today's meeting is the essay for today, DTM Millen. DTM Millen joined in just in time. He is actually traveling right now, and he managed to somehow come by the payroll with an essay, which was brilliant. The best role taker for today's meeting was the table topics master, Toastmaster Ritu. Toastmaster Ritu is not in the room. She just dropped off, but congratulations to her. The best auxiliary role taker for today's meeting was our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Bidu. Toastmaster Bidu, congratulations. The best speaker for today, it's actually split, by the way. The best speaker for today is Toastmaster Deepa. Toastmaster Deepa, congratulations on being the best speaker for today. I think you were truly engaging and also humorous all at the same time. The best evaluator for today's meeting was, it's actually both Toastmaster Rajiv and Toastmaster Suresh. Congratulations on being the best evaluators during today's meeting. The best table topic speaker for today's meeting, this is the most interesting bit, by the way. The best table topic speaker for today's meeting was Toastmaster Siddharth. Toastmaster Siddharth just dropped off, but he was the best table topic speaker for today. Thank you very much for being a part of today's meeting. I'd like to hand it back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Joseph. Joseph, so you can go ahead.
Thank you, Adarsh, and thank you for all the winners of the day in every role what they have taken. First of all, I would like to thank all the role takers who have generously participated in our meeting and made it a success. That's the first thing I would like to wish you all the best, and thank you for that. And I also thank all the audiences who are present here to grace the meeting, and without them, the meeting would not have been a progress. However, we have very much had, there are so many, what you can say, the programs in the next following weeks. We'll have a keynote speaker, we have a debating competition, and we will also have leaders meeting. We have programmed for the next 3 weeks. Always our first meeting is a normal meeting for our club only. So I thank all the Toastmasters who have participated in their roles very diligently and completed their entire responsibility in making the meeting a success. I'm sorry the light went off and therefore the internet was also, together it went off, so I'm speaking from the phone internet. And finally, I would say, once again, I thank every one of you sincerely from my heart for making the meeting a very successful one, and have a good, nice evening with your families, and may God bless you once again. I adjourn the meeting 6:63